Hi everyone! So I need to have some kind of intro, I need to work on this. Anyway, today I thought I would jump on and talk about, again, something that's going on in my life at the moment. I think my videos are always best when they're like relevant to what's going on with me at the moment. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how my experience with DID is different from a lot of people's, and my thoughts and sort of reflections on that. So I often worry, and I have done for a long time, that perhaps this isn't real, or perhaps I'm making it up, or all of those kind of things, and it ties into that. Even though I did a lot of research and I watched a lot of YouTubers with DID, I thought, that can't be me, that doesn't feel right for a number of reasons. And I think it's important to look at any mental health issue, any physical health issue, anything really, look at it with a broader horizon. So what I mean is that I think most things are a spectrum. Most disorders and mental health struggles are not experienced the same by two people. I suffer with depression, and I know other people that suffer with depression too, and their experiences are vastly different from my own. So very often there are similarities and crossovers, and obviously that's how you get diagnosed with things, that's how you know what it is, but there are also a lot of differences, and I think it's the same for DID, just from my own personal experience. So one of the big things that I keep coming back to is that, from what I know, I don't have amnesia. This was something I talked about as I was getting my diagnosis, and she actually came back a second day to do a second mini interview with me to go over some of the questions, because she believed that I wasn't answering them correctly, because I wasn't understanding amnesia correctly. So when I watch a lot of YouTubers with DID, and they experience things the same way, and I think that the way they experience things is the most common way that people with DID experience things, I don't identify with them, even though I have this disorder. So for me, for example, amnesia, I don't struggle with it anymore, because me and my system all work together really well. Like, we're all really close, we're a really good family, and we want everybody's life to be as smooth as possible. So they fill me in. They will show me in some ways, their memories, or they will just tell me what happened. So I never thought that I had amnesia, because I always knew what happened when they were out, but that doesn't mean to say they're my memories. So I experience amnesia every single time an alter is out, because they're not my memories, they're not memories that I have formed. If I get memories at all, sometimes I just get told what happened. So again, that is a form of amnesia. Also, I've been working with my system for many years now, and when I first started, things might have been a bit different. I don't remember exactly. But I believe that when I first experienced alters, my memories with them were a little bit iffy. But over time we've worked really well, and now I'm just like, I don't experience amnesia, I can't have DID. But in fact I do, and she had to explain that to me, that they're not my memories, so therefore it is amnesia because I'm not remembering things. So that is a type of amnesia. That's one way that I don't experience DID the same as many other people do. I also have no memory whatsoever of my trauma, or any trauma. I have no memory, not a clue. I don't have any PTSD. I'm not triggered by certain places or things. And I know that that's quite common for a lot of people with DID. So that is another way that I feel different from people in this community. So on the back of those, I feel like like I've said, with any disorder there's a spectrum. And I'm sure that there are people who struggle with DID, tremendously, and are having blocks in memory all the time, and are struggling with their identity and all kinds of different things. And I think that maybe I'm on a different end of the spectrum to those people, and I'm really, really lucky that I've been able to work well with my alters, and that I've got to a really comfortable place, that there's not many issues for me. I think my biggest struggle is with identity, and sometimes even I stand there in front of the mirror and I don't know who I am, or I get confused about things, like I don't identify with my body, and I will be walking and I will not feel like myself. It's hard to explain, but that's one of the biggest things I struggle with. But yeah, I think we need to look at everything a little bit broader. Every disorder, every mental health issue, everything comes in all shapes and sizes with major similarities. And I just wanted to be a place on the internet, to be there for anybody with DID or other dissociative disorders who watch YouTubers with DID. They think, I identify with the alters part, like I experience multiple personalities, or I experience the amnesia side of things, but I don't experience the alters. And any kind of mix of this sort of thing, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have DID or otherwise specified dissociative disorder. It doesn't mean that you're out of the community, you can't, communicate with other people, and, you're an imposter, or any of these kind of things, which are feelings that I've had. I have no idea if anybody else does. But I think it's important to share with people that people's experiences are different. And that's just something I really want to encourage on my channel. Other people's experience with DID is very different from my own. And sometimes more severe, sometimes less severe. It all depends. Anyway, my only other thought that I've been having recently is, I'm not sure, and I need to do more research into this, but is there a day for disabilities in general? There may well be, and I need to look it up, but I think it's not as popular and well known about as it should be, if there is one. We have LGBTQ plus, like, Pride Day or month, we have Veganuary, we have World Day, and I know we have a mental health day, but I just think disabilities in general, just all disabilities, so that we're not categorising them off so that people get confused or forget about certain ones, so that they don't feel like they're in a hierarchy. Just disabilities should have a day so that people can be educated a little bit more about ableism, educated a little bit more about, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like models of society where disabled people don't have to feel disabled, and just a bit more awareness about just disabilities as a whole in general. Mental and physical disabilities on the same level, just maybe taught in schools a bit more, or just as a big day of, not exactly celebration, but a big day of celebrating getting through struggles, but also a celebration of the fact that not all disabilities make you feel disabled. Not all disabilities make you feel like you can't do things, or that it's such a bad thing. we have a perspective on disability that, you know, sometimes we need to feel sorry for people with disabilities, or, you know, that they need help or things like that. And sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes people are more than happy and comfortable in the skin that they're in, and even if it's not as functional as another person, or even if it's functional in a different way, you know, I think, again, I've got a lot of learning to do. And if I've said anything that's really insensitive, please let me know. But I think, again, if people are trying to learn, trying to be more open-minded and encouraged to make the mistakes, to be corrected, and it be a day of learning, I think that would be really awesome. Just something that was on my mind. So yeah, that's my little discussion point about most disorders, especially DID, being more of a spectrum, or more differences than there might first appear. You know, some people might have multiple alters but they don't know about them yet. Some people might have amnesia but not realise it. All these different things. So when you see somebody portray a disability in one way, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the same for everybody. And yeah, this other thing about perhaps disability should have their own big initiative push. So it's not broken down into lots of different sections to make it feel more united. You know, that's why we have the pride flag, because it, you know, encompasses everybody and everybody's sexuality. So if we could have that for disabilities, I don't know, I might be completely just stupid. So if anybody wants to let me know, please do. But those are just some of my thoughts, and this is where I share my thoughts with you guys. So I hope you have a really wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed my video, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.